Tonight's the night for football, everybody. The bright lights are on, the stage is set, and the crowd is ready. It's Monday Night Prime Time on EA Sports. Straight ahead with a nationwide audience tuning in, it's a Monday Night Prime Time showdown between the Baltimore Ravens and the Detroit Lions. The veneer of a new season is gone. Yes, we used veneer in a football game. We're in the middle of the schedule now. It's away here in Week 7. And this gets out to the 30 before he stops.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Offense out now to get us started. It's first and 10.
Here we go.
On the ground, Chuba Hubbard gets it. And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
On the set.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9.
Set. Hut. Ready.
Young working from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's tackled for a short gain.
Textbook pitch route. Hit him in the short field and deliver it once that defense turns their attention elsewhere. Okay, this is a low-ceiling play, but a reliable source of yardage.
So now here's 3rd and 5.
Let's go now. Hut.
Shotgun snap now to Young. Checks this one down. Hubbard. And he'll be out of bounds right along the 40.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Here's Jake Camarda to send it skyward on 4th down. And I imagine they were hoping they wouldn't need to bring him out so soon into this game. He bunted 3 times in the win last week, and this one is away. And this is the punt you want every time. He bounces out of bounds and sticks them inside their own 10. All right, they're out and set. Here we go, 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he comes through big here. 9 yards. It's 2nd down.
That is just a great drive starter. What every offense wants. Gives you a little bit of energy, a little juice, and now a really manageable 2nd down.
1st down carry got him 9 yards. Here comes 2nd and 1. Herbert now. Got a man, it's Dante Thornton Jr. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. That one gains 7. And the Lions have a 1st down.
That pitch and catch won't show up as a big play on the stat sheet. It gives his own defense a little time to rest and gives an offensive coordinator a new set of downs to work with.
They'll come up on 1st and 10.
Set. Cap. Set.
Play action now for Herbert. It's everything he has under this one. And this is going to end up incomplete. He really aired it out there on first down, but just couldn't make the connection. All right, partner, testing the perimeter early there. Coverage held up. Could be a tough day for those outside receivers to make an impact.
Okay, partner, testing you here. You've heard me say this a lot. Okay, coordinator's job is to get you man-to-man coverage, and your job is?
To win it.
Go.
Going back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he's going to get this one at the 36-yard line. And it's a gain of 12 on that one. And that is good for a Detroit first down.
That's just not the guy defensively you ever want in the open field. Frankly, with the amount of space he had at one point, they're lucky to have limited to the game they did.
Held in left side. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down.
Well, there's a time to be a little finessey with the football, put a little touch on, and then there's time to put your arm into it and let it eat. Throw it right through your target's chest. This one, well, that one right there was the latter. Smart to make a fastball zing in before anyone could undercut the curl route.
Throwing now, Herbert. And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. And that pushes him back. Third down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Ravens crowding their passing lanes. They go into the dime for third down.
Kappa.
Throw here, third down. That's caught for the first. Hits the 20. He will go. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions drive the length of the field and take a 6-0 lead. Quite the drive they put together to begin this game. What stood out to us, how quickly they were operating. They got a lot of plays in a small amount of time on that touchdown.
What do you mean? We feel that tempo in the booth?
Yep. Certainly do.
Kept those guys guessing defensively and on their toes, not quite sure of what was coming next. And it will be that same strategy they employ, I'm going to guess so, until that defense proves they can stop it.
Returning it from the 4. And in the end, he's able to get it to about the 25-yard line before he's hauled down.
At their own 25-yard line.
All right, starting in the pistol this time, Brock. 1st and 10.
Here we go. Set. Hut.
This drive will begin with Hubbard. Escapes a defender. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
You know, Kate, that might be a little bit of a disappointing run to him. He wanted more. They always do. That's exactly what they were after offensively to get this drive moving.
So gain of 5 on that first down. Let's see if they can repeat that performance now here on 2nd. Out of the gun, Young. Short pass brought in. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Ready, set.
So fresh set of downs now from the 39.
Come on, set. Ready.
1st and 10, it's Hubbard. And Nelson Ledger just a lone yard. That brings up 2nd down.
Sometimes you just feel like in the background of every ho-hum run is a bigger play. Just needed one more component. Hit that extra block a little longer. Find the lane quicker. The defender may be a half step late, and this could have been much, much more exciting.
Short pass caught by his tight end. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Here we go. Check pink. 10 black. 10.
Here's Hubbard on the give. And they're going to be humbled here on first down. Going to wind up losing yards on this play. So some immediate revenge for that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure to give up a big run like that in the NFL, but it also takes a whole lot of teamwork to knock them behind the sticks. Job well done there.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. For the second straight play, Brock, they're headed the wrong way, and that's going to bring up a tough third down.
When they were in their defensive meetings this week, that's exactly how you draw it up. Play sound zone defense. Give that quarterback nowhere to go. Let that pass rush get home.
Defense gunning for a stop here. It's third down.
Set, ready. Black 40, red, yellow. Cut.
Third and long for him here. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Picked off by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And the Lions will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
Young's pass. Intercepted. The Lions take over first and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Let's see how they attack this first down, partner, from the 45. Handoff now from the gun. And he stopped quickly here. 2 yards on the play. We've got 2nd and 8.
Taken down.
2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Set.
Shotgun snap to Herbert. Hits him on the out route. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. We're through one on Monday Night Primetime. The Lions out in front. We're back to Ford Field right after this. Back and beginning the second quarter. Lions in possession. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. About set. This is 3rd and 5.
Set.
Herbert from the gun. He's got the first down grab and still going. And he gets down to the 24 before he stops. He'll get 16 yards on that play. And the Lions have a first down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. It's a sack on first down. We'll see if it changes the play they go with now on second.
In theory, Kate, that's exactly what complementary man coverage is supposed to look like. The DBs, well, they're sticky on the back end of it. The front end, that pass rush, it makes an impact. It gets home. But, of course, we know it's not that simple. It is really tough to lock down a full field in more than a second or two.
And a decent run gets him out 4. It's going to be third down.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. Buys time, rolling right. Caught near the goal line. And they take him out of bounds, which means his offense setting up for 1st and goal.
Do you feel sometimes, Kate, up here in the booth when we get to see things develop, we're playing the same guessing game that defenses are on those kind of plays? Is he planning on keeping it or just waiting for a throw to develop and get open? That time the QB did a terrific job of finding that outlet.
Fullback got it. Look at the power. Well, so much for finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on 2nd and goal.
It's a gain of a yard.
This is why it's so important not to overcommit to the team's lead runner. It went to a secondary ball carrier, and they cut him down for a big red zone stop.
Ball at the 2 here for 2nd and goal.
Set.
Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
He's counting his lucky stars. That one isn't headed the other way right now. That is not the time to challenge double coverage.
So from the 2, they're running a 3 tight end look.
Set. Delta. Hut. Go.
3rd and goal. Here's Herbert. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense are down away from completing this stand. It's 4th and goal.
That right there, Kate, that right there has all the armchair quarterbacks going. Why didn't you run it? Because you take a risk when you throw it. And if you take a sack, you got to kick the field goal. If you would have pounded the football, got a little bit closer, you would at least give yourself a decision on 4th. I don't think you do now.
The Lions have it all set as they send this one downfield. Starting from the 5. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25-yard line.
Their own 25-yard line.
Ravens to the line now. 1st and 10.
60 red. Set.
From the pistol, it's Young. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete.
Safe to say there's been an early disconnect between the planning phase and the execution phase for this offense. Might be time, Kate, really to get back to basics, to the calls that you just trust the most.
On 2nd and 10, Young. Throwing the out route complete. And he's going to be sent out of bounds just after he crosses the 35.
A gain of 12 yards.
12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
To the air on 1st down, Young. This one to Williams out left side. And he will stop him as he gets this down to their 39-yard line. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the 1st down.
That's just awesome, Kate. A little bit of multitasking on that catch. Primary focus, as I always say, is you got to catch it first. But out of the corner of his eye, he knew exactly where to go, and he gets a bunch of yak on top of it.
Out of the shotgun, a give to Hubbard. Now he's past the 25. It's a Baltimore touchdown.
Touchdown, Baltimore.
The Ravens start to fight back with their first points of this game. Chuba Hubbard with the touchdown. One after trying good by Reichert. And the Ravens cut it to a field goal game.
Ravens 7.
Always set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. This return starts at the 5. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Detroit offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10.
Set. Lion.
Herbert back to throw. That's completed right side. And he's all the way across midfield down inside that 45-yard line. Excellent pickup to move the chains. 36 yards in the end.
1st and 10.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Dive up the middle. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Tackle made by Kalijah Cansey.
A gain of 2.
Well, Kate, that's a quick hitter to the big guy, and that's what you normally expect to see out of it. Not a huge gain, just picking up a little bit before they stall him out.
To throw, Herbert. Finds a seam down the middle. And he's going to take this in. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions make it a 9-point advantage. You love seeing a tight end get the chance to show off those wheels, right? And in the best of cases, he could rumble the whole way home.
Kate, think of getting somebody with that type of mass rolling at full speed. Who's really going to want to stand in the way, wants to stop him anyhow? The answer, nobody.
The Lions have it all set as they send this one downfield. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. And he's brought down just inside the 25.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10
Baltimore offense to the line now. 1st and 10.
Set, hut. Ready.
Hubbard gets it to start the drive. He starts out this drive with a nice gain of 8. 2nd down.
Well, that run may not move the chains, Kate, but it's such a confidence builder. Sets the tone for more play action, maybe more runs. That's exactly how you want to start a drive.
Nice run last play. Sets up 2nd and 2.
Ready. Set, hut.
They run again with Hubbard. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. So, Brock, we're down to 1 minute and 59 seconds to play now in our opening half. More on Monday Night Primetime in just a moment. We've set it downs from 37.
Here we go. Set.
1st down. Young. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to just get this across midfield before he's taken out of bounds.
That's another.
It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Ball just a yard shy of midfield. 1st and 10.
Ready. Ready. Yellow. 22. Ready.
Young working from the gun. He completes it in traffic. What a hit. He gets flattened to the ground.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the Lions' 48-yard line.
Shotgun snap now to Young. Completed to his running back. They drop him with a big hit. At least he's able to hold on for the game, but boy, Brock, what a shot.
And it's 3rd
Rhythm.
down.
You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. Clock's still running as the Ravens try hurrying everyone up.
Baltimore 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 35.
Young on 1st and 10. Throwing deep towards the end zone. It's another 1st half mistake. He's intercepted again. Isaiah Simmons picks it off. And the Lions take over as he records his 10th career INT.
Intercepted. The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
All right, Lions just about ready. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Finds him over the middle. And he's going to be brought down here at the 42.
That's good.
Now the Lions calling a timeout. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
42-yard line.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
21.
1st and 10. Here's Herbert. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down.
Okay, this defense finally said enough, ripped up that script. They have seen him be way too productive. Time to start fighting him for every single throw.
Back to the air, Herbert. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
You know, the goal on a lot of these short throws is to simply let the receiver create some yards after the catch, that yak. Well, I think he was thinking about the yak before he actually secured the catch.
On 3rd down, Herbert. That one's complete right side. And he's going to just get this across midfield before he's taken out of bounds. He gets a gain of 11 there, and that picks up the 1st. Herbert to throw once more. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
After the incompletion, they come up on 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he takes it up and across midfield into Ravens territory. Detroit calls timeout. It's second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Set. 380. Set.
3rd and long for him here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Now we're going to have a timeout taken by Baltimore. It's second. The Lions readying for the punt. And he'll try to hit this one well. Only needed once last week in the win, and he matches that total here. And it'll bounce out of bounds, and he could not have hit this much better. That's going to pin him at their own 5-yard line. "19 seconds remain in our opening half. Let's see what they do with it."
Here we go. Set.
It's Young to throw here on first. Short pass brought in. And the stop will be made as he gets this up to about the 18. Working quickly here.
That's good for Baltimore.
Looking to throw. He's going deep. His final shot of the half will not connect. That falls incomplete. No time remaining in our first half.
Will Reichard to kick off.
Here's Reichard set to kick this away. Has this at the 6. He lost the football. And they steal it back on the return. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover. Well, I wonder, Brock, who's got a birthday over on that sideline, because they got a gift to begin this second half. Their offense getting an immediate chance to do something about this deficit.
And that gift delivered by the special teams, right? Everybody talks about the offensive, defensive adjustments, but the last voice is that special teams going, set the tone, and boy, did they ever begin the second half.
Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. And going play action. Young connects on the crosser. Has some room to work. They will take this into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens cut into the lead coming out of halftime. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Reichard on for the point after.
For the extra point.
And the extra point is no good. So potentially a key tally kept off the scoreboard, Brock. Going to see how and if this comes into play later in the second half.
Will Reichard to kick
Wasn't
off.
accurate on the extra point, but he should be able to keep this between the sidelines, hopefully, as he sends this away. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Did not make an effort to even hit the landing zone, Brock, so they're going to gift him a drive starting at the 35. Good field position for the Lions here as they head up to the line. 1st and 10.
380. What is it?
On the play fake, it's Herbert. Rolling left, buying some time. He can run it. They get an even 10 on that play. And he is good for a Detroit first down.
You know, before the snap, right before the snap, you may have to take off if the read isn't there. That was a great adjustment made at the perfect time for the first down.
Here's Herbert, 1st and 10. Completed over the middle. He gets it up a little shy midfield. That's down by Caleb Ransall.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
They'll run now on 2nd down. Running down the left side. And out of bounds he goes on that big pickup. They're inside the red zone now. So that's going to go as a pickup of 36 yards. And the Lions have a first down.
16-yard line.
Those outside runs so critical for running back, quarterback, O-line to hit their targets. They got a target area to expose that defense and make the most of it. And that offense just put on display some teaching tape for it.
Ready.
First down, and they go right back to it. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
He was brought down at the 13-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7.
Set. 380.
Back to throw. Here's Herbert. This one's caught. It'll be 1st and goal. Stop is made at the 5-yard line.
I'm sure, Coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Breaking the huddle. Here's 1st and goal.
Hey, go line. Set.
They'll try and punch it in. And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4.
That run now has put them in such a great spot, Kate. You get a run like that inside the 1st and goal situations, there's a whole lot of confidence when you break the huddle.
Let's see what they want to do here. It's 2nd and inches.
Set.
Trying to sneak, it's Herbert. And he's in for the touchdown. The Lions now lead by 10. Justin Herbert with the touchdown. On a quarterback sneak to the end zone. This is Trujillo to try to point after. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Lions drive their lead to 11.
24. Ravens 13.
The Lions have it all set as they send this one downfield. Return coming from the 6. And he manages the 35 before they can stop him.
1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Ravens in a very good field position as they come up 1st and 10. Trying to get outside with Hubbard. Nice cut back to the right sideline. And this great effort winds up getting them well into enemy territory before he's brought down. That's going to pick up the 1st down after a gain of 26.
All right, Kate, little confession time. And you know what they say, confession, good for the soul, bad for the reputation. I think my most negative grades carrying out fakes or on toss plays like that. Because you toss it, you know it's going for a big play, and all you want to do is watch it and not carry out your fake. He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a 1st down.
Ready?
Now Young. They just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
Well, that's when you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here.
Here we go. Going to be red. 33. Yellow. Green. Go.
Third and long. They're going to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. He's looking Isaac TeSlaw's way. So that brings up fourth down. Will Reichert now to try the field goal. It's a 52-yard attempt from the left hash. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that brings the deficit back within a score, 8 points.
What a season this guy has had. Yet to miss on a field goal this entire year. And I really hope I didn't just jinx him.
Returning it from the 4. And a decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30.
First and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Detroit offense to the line. Here's first and 10. Right up the gut. And he'll make his way through for a pickup of 4.
It's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gets you enough yards to create some doubt into that defensive coordinator. You can stick to the ground. You can throw beyond the sticks. You really create some indecision now defensively.
They'll come up after that 4-yard gain. It's second and 6. Throwing now, Herbert. Complete out to the right side. And they'll take him down after he advances this up to about the 43. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
As a quarterback, when you throw that curl route, you know it's a tight window, Kate. But the minute that DB turns and can't react to the throw, you put it right on your receiver's numbers. He comes back and gets it and moves the sticks.
380. Kappa. Set.
First and 10, Herbert. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
From the contact.
Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And that'll bring up second down. He's been a frequent target throughout this game, Bronk. We've seen that coverage tighten up a little bit more on him every time the ball's thrown his way.
Well, hasn't taken him off the board completely. He's still beating them for some catches, but that heightened focus defensively does lead to moments like that one where what would normally be a catch falls incomplete.
Looked well downfield for that one. All he found was a waiting defender to knock it away. Third down coming up.
I'll tell you what, Kate, challenging this guy in a close game, you are tempting fate. He got one hand on it. He gets two. It could have gone the other way.
No connection on the last play. Now it's third down.
Set. 380.
It's Herbert once more. Gets it to him on the screen. He's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. They gain 11 on that play. And that is good for a Detroit first down.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Set. Go. 380. Set.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. Give him a few yards on that run. It's second and 7.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
Brings up second and 7.
Last run got him 3. Here's second and 7.
Set.
Shotgun snap to Herbert. He brings it in, but got too close to the sideline there. They're ruling him out of bounds. We've got third down.
Incomplete. The coverage by Brian Hook.
Throw here, third down. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Christian Gonzalez has it. And the Ravens take over. Not an interception. interception by the reigning Defensive Player of the Year.
At their own 38
He was trying to fit it into a window in the zone coverage, but by the time he let it go, boy, Brock, that lane had closed, and someone was there to make a play on it.
Now, what you're trying to do in zone coverage defensively is make that quarterback see a window that isn't actually there. And as soon as he takes the bait and sends it over the middle, well, you got 1, 2, 3 defenders all there in range to go pick it up.
Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Come on,
Out of the gun, Young. Oh, no, they get him yet again. Picked off by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
I think they were going to be grateful just to get the ball back, but now look at where they're getting it, Kate. This is already inside field goal range. I promise you this, they're going to be disappointed if they don't get at least 3 points off that takeaway.
New set of downs from 37. On first down, they'll run. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
380.
So just 1 quarter to go on Monday Night Primetime. It's Lions ball as they try to keep that lead and close out a win.
380.
2nd down now, they need 7.
Set. Lion. Set.
Herbert from the gun. This one's taken in by Thornton. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
There are times a quarterback's got to be blacksmiths. When you're in the pocket, there's just a certain timing and precision. But you get outside that pocket, you got to be an artist. You got to be creative, and this guy is.
The give here on 2nd. Not the way to begin a new set of downs, Brock, as they drop him behind the line.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Caught near the goal line. He will not score, but that does set him up, Brock, with 1st and goal, less than a yard away from the end zone.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Set.
Fullback trying to power him across. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions have a commanding 14-point lead now in the 4th. This is Trujillo, try point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Lions lead by 15 now.
31. Ravens 16.
The Lions have it all set as they send this one downfield. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down.
Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Ravens to the line now. 1st and 10.
Down. Ready.
Shaking off the pick quickly. He's going to throw. Finds him on the crossing route. And this is going to take him off and across midfield there at the opposing 45. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains. And for somebody who's been picked off like he has, Brock, you got to admire his determination to keep attacking these coverages.
Yeah, that was risk. Right into double cutters yet again. But this guy's got what I call a high belief factor in himself.
Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
Strike 2. Set.
Young working from the gun. And the Lions are there to bring him down. That sack may change the next play call as it sends him backwards ahead of third down.
Okay, that was so good, really, on two levels there defensively. Number one, with an athletic quarterback, you've got to keep him in the pocket. They did. And then more importantly, and in this case, you got to finish him. Job well done.
Gets him on the quick hitter. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line.
How many times, Kate, do we see those routes, those horizontal east-to-west routes, just get that first down on these critical third down situations? It takes tremendous eyes, tremendous speed, and a tremendous want-to by the defense to stop that short.
Set, ready. Yellow, 22. Black shot. Ready.
Desperation time here on fourth. Oh, brother, it's another interception. And the Lions take over on his 5th interception of the season.
Well, we're watching the defense not just generate turnovers, but really add to them. A return like that, think about it, that's 4 or 5 plays that you just saved your offense from as they try to make that interception, yet another one, count.
Set. Crowd right. 80. Go.
Here's the long back on the handoff. And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3.
That is simply a stay-on-schedule kind of run. Nothing more, nothing less, just right on schedule.
Second and 6 at the 17-yard line.
4 yards on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 6.
Set. Cap it. Set.
Herbert back to throw. Brought in. And he's taken down as they very quickly get into 1st and goal. Double coverage deal breaker for a lot of QBs, Brock, but less so when it's a target you trust.
You know, it's interesting, Kate, even 20-something years ago, watching Marvin Harrison and Peyton Manning work, every defense would go into every game trying to double cover him, but yet those two, well, like we just saw right there, just got it done regardless.
And he found some running room for a nice gain. 9 yards the effort there, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
After a quality effort on the last play, just really need to fall forward here to pick up that first down.
380.
And go to him again. And he can't punch it in. Man, the defense punches back, sticks him at the 2. So a timeout comes in. It looks like the defense using its first stops this game as we get close to our 2-minute warning. I think they might have taken that first down for granted there, Brock, and now their punishment is they got to figure out 3rd down.
Yeah, a little bit of questioning, some mind games now, right?
Yeah.
Why didn't that work out? Can we trust to run it here on 3rd down? Not a
And he will get this to the end zone for the Detroit touchdown. The Lions making a 3-score game in the 4th. A lot of pressure on him in that moment, Brock. Find a way to score. Don't let it go to 4th and goal. And he finds a way to come through and gets in the end zone for 6.
How about the other side? Beating a defense right there as well. That group who was so close to pulling off the goal line stand, yet all that motivation wasn't enough to stop them on 3rd and goal.
Starting from the 5. A little burst so far. Nice effort here. They're going to tackle him just shy of the 35.
33-yard line.
Ready.
First down now, ball at the 33.
Let's go now. Ready.
This drive will begin with Hubbard. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12. At the 30.
On the pistol, it's Young. Quick slant is caught by Tislam. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop him. They pick up 14 yards on that one. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
A gain of 14. First down, Baltimore.
Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44.
Clear green. Yellow, 43. Second.
Play action now. Young. Maybe a bit of desperation. Here's a deep shot. Caught just shy of the goal line. And in for the Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens get it back to within 2 possessions.
First thing you do as a quarterback, the first thing that you do when you get to the NFL level, if you haven't learned it earlier, is you scan those safeties. Do I got middle field open or close? Do I got single high or 2 high? Is that post going to be available? Because if it is, big plays can follow.
Young's throwing for it. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. The 50. 30. And he gets this forward to the 19.
Keeps the score. Lions 38, Ravens 22.
Down 2 scores, and with 2 timeouts left, this onside recovery is a must-get for them. And no luck, the Lions there to recover. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. Timing's so important for a team to recover its own onside kick, but jumped the gun there before it went 10 yards, and that drew the flag.
Baylor Tiger. Baylor Tiger. Set. What is it?
Setting him on the dive. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run. Now we're going to have a timeout taken by Baltimore. It's second. And they'll have just 1 left to burn now.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Rod lost him a yard to begin the drive. Here comes 2nd and 11.
Set. Ready.
Back-to-back carries here. Let's call that a solid run there, partner. He got about 6. It's going to be 3rd down. Timeout taken by the Ravens. That is their final one. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call is going to be on 3rd down.
Set. Lion, lion, lion. Set.
Here's Herbert. It is caught left side. And he will set up the Lions first down. They can start to celebrate now. This one's over.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. Tight end that moves the chains on 3rd down, that's a QB's best friend.
Set.
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down.
What is it? Set.
It's a quarterback run here. So in Motor City.